Hello.
I feel this is very bright. Okay. Welcome. How are you today?
Starting off Monday, so it's okay so far, so good.
Good. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Commentary Zone Noontime Edition. Apologies for being late. Entirely my fault. But here we are. And today on the docket, we have Shahs of Sunset, Season 9, Episode 13, High and Dry. And this was the finale?
This
The
is
season
finale.
finale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of ended on a good note where everybody has sort of aired their grievances and are going to make an attempt to be more communicative and work through their issues verbally and respectfully.
I mean, it was. I could say this. It was a nice way to end the
Mm-hmm.
season. I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's still issues, so I'm kind of glad there's still issues. I didn't want everything to magically be okay by
Mm-hmm.
the season's end. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would have gone well with me.
Mm-hmm.
So do you
Who do
want
you think the issues are with, though? Obviously, Mike.
Mike, Mike, Tommy and Reza.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are pretty much the issue. Destiny and Mike,
Uh-huh.
Destiny and Paulina.
Because she wasn't looking, she was keeping her mouth shut, which I appreciated, and not, fanning the flames. But at that last meal, which I must say, the last meal that Shervin put together, MVP of the episode, um, she was looking mighty constipated.
Yeah.
Okay, so who we talking about first?
Let's actually start with Gigi on this one, since she's to me she was like the MVP of the season. She did
Mhm,
everything. Her growth has been fantastic. We enjoyed seeing her. She put together a great trip, and it
mhm,
seemed to help the group.
mhm,
And she just wasn't really in the mess this season. I mean, she spoke when she needed to speak, but she
mhm,
really wasn't in it.
mhm, mhm. And I did like the dinner that she did. It was a cannabis themed infused dinner. But then the spirit animal thing that she did afterwards by the outside by the fire, I thought that was really good. And I thought like she gave them really good animals, and then the little card defining them
Correct.
and allowing them to read it, I thought was really cool. Um, and it hit on good and bad points. It wasn't only a suck up. It hit on like good and bad characteristics of said spirit animal.
And that was what made it great because it wasn't all like, oh my God, you're great, you're this. It was like, no, like there's good traits and bad traits to each animal,
Mhm,
and she she consciously made sure to do that
mhm,
because I think she really wanted the group to really heal, not just sweep everything under the rug. So like, well, these are your good points, but this is where you can go wrong as well.
I'm also like very appreciative of how well she studied each and every one of her friends in order to assign those animals and their descriptions. I thought it was very like for the she is the youngest out of all this crew. Wait, no, either her or Destiny, but of the original crew, she was the youngest.
Right.
And I think she has an accurate pulse on all of her friends.
She does.
Hmm.
She does. I mean, because they
Any
were really like for me, they were spot on. Each animal was spot on to the person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she did her best with the costumes.
No, she did. She totally did. She totally did.
I don't know how London couldn't figure out her antlers. I just, for
Poor
someone so
thing.
smart. Mm. Anywho, who's next?
I'll let you choose this one.
Mm, who was on here? Well, let's get Destiny out of the way
Okay.
because she appeared to me with words at the top and at the bottom. So at the
Okay.
top of the episode, we saw her getting the rest of the information from Paulina, which who I feel is a shit stirrer. And then at the bottom of the episode, she because the whole middle of the episode she kept her mouth shut, with all this information. And then at the dinner she decides to lay it out there, and
Hmm.
and which causes Mike to leave and go into the house. What was the purpose of that?
I mean, she put it on the table. I get it. So I'm okay with it because she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to like just tell the truth and get it done with. No worries. And he didn't. So that being said, she
Mhm.
put it out there, and then my whole thing is like, why get up and walk away just to go inside and tell MJ the truth? I didn't understand that.
Maybe it's easier for him because he has a unusual relationship with the truth, but maybe it's just easier for him to tell the truth to one person as opposed to the whole group.
That's fair, but it's just more like, but then you go out and then tell the truth. It's just, I'm like, well, okay, like I guess. To me, it would just been easier just to just lay it out there, like, look, here's the situation. That's just me as a person, though. I prefer just to lay it. If I have to say something, just lay it out there and let people say what they're gonna say. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Did you notice only the men cooked? That's why I want to be with them. Like, seriously, this group, like Shervin, I want to be Shervin friend. And that last dinner, he was like executive chef. He was delegating chores to each of them, but still supervising, making sure they weren't messing up his meal. Oh, that
Hmm.
meat was cooked and cut to perfection. I don't think Darcy would have had a problem with it being cut not on the bias. It was lovely. It was lovely. Shervin could cook for me anytime. Let's see. Today, Gigi was the voice of reason. Since she's become a mom, she has calmed and centered herself and changed for the better, in my opinion. Yes, Lisa,
Hmm.
I agree with that. We're on board with that. Okay, word on the curb is that Loch Nessa will be coming out of retirement at the reunion. Well, don't we all just kind of a little bit miss Loch Nessa? Just a little bit? Minus knives.
Right.
Minus knives.
But
Yep.
she sold those though.
Okay, I'm gonna, because I didn't watch last night episode. Oh, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Jamie. I just, I've honestly missed her. Okay, thanks for coming. Reza should have been a skunk though.
Oops.
Wait, I rolled my eyes. Oh, well, probably. Yeah. Sorry. Destiny's being used. I kind of think, but she's allowing herself at this
Hmm.
point because you've noticed a pattern of behavior with Paulina, and I wouldn't be sucked
Yes.
into that already. You got burnt
Nope.
once. I wouldn't fall so readily again. I'd let Paulina say what she want to say to me, and I'd be like, "Oh, girl, that's so bad. I'm praying for y'all," and then go and eat some food and drink some wine and fly fish. That would be about it.
That'd be about it. Because
Yeah.
she got you once with that BS.
Mm-hmm.
That was my whole thing with Destiny. Like, why do you keep falling into these traps? Um why do you keep involving yourself? Don't let this child
Mm-hmm.
involve you because she's nothing but trouble in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
every step of the way you've been involved, like you caught the brunt of the issue, and then she was come back with, "Oh, we're good." Excuse you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else on Destiny, right?
No,
Other than her almost getting washed away at fly fishing.
that was kind of funny though. Sorry, that was
But
kind of
Mike
funny.
was trying to help her though. He was like, take small steps. And each step started getting bigger and more
Bigger and bigger.
exaggerated. Oh my Lord. Who next?
Let's do Mike. Now I'm gonna say this with Mike. I'm just glad he finally owns up to his issues. Like he's an attention whore. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
understood, got it. But we didn't need to go through the whole season to find this out. We knew that. I thought it was more on the nymphomaniac side personally. I thought he was addicted to sex. I thought he had a sex problem, but he just likes the attention. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, own it. I'm I'm here for it.
Okay, here's the thing. He likes the attention, right?
Mhm.
Then you can engage with your the people that hit you up on your social media, and on your DMs, but do you have to do the dirty talk? Do you have to? Were there pictures involved? Like, you could say thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Oh, you liked how my outfit looked on such and such an episode? I'll wear it again just for you. But you don't have to go
Just
into,
for
you
you.
know what I mean?
I know what you mean, which is just for you. I got you.
You know, you don't have to go
Oh,
into, what are you doing right now? So are you touching down there? What size booba clothes do you have? Like, I feel he
yeah.
goes into an, if you have a girlfriend, I
Hmm.
don't think you should be having those conversations with your
No.
fans. If you are free and single and unbothered, you can go and do whatever the hell you want if that floats your boat. And that's why I'm having a hard time with saying that he has an attention issue.
I think it's two parts. Personally, I think it's an attention. It starts off as an attention issue, right? He's an attention for he likes it, but then it leads into me personally thinking like he likes a lot of sex.
Oh, he does.
You know what I mean? I think it's one goes into the other.
And here, I'm going to take that a step further. You see how Mike was bragging about breaking backs and all of this and 30 and 60-minute sessions and all of that. And then going on the social media and having these mind games with these people, these fantasies, even while he got a girlfriend.
Hmm.
I don't, I'm beginning to suspect that his performance isn't as much as he's boasting that it is. And I'm wondering if he's satisfying Paulina and he's doubting himself. So he needs the reassurance from these other hoes that are approaching him on social media to validate that he's the man.
I mean, Pauline, how can I put this politely? I think the best way I can say this, that I don't, Pauline doesn't strike me the type of girl to marry Bad D. I'm sorry, she just does not give me that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and most women aren't gonna marry D that doesn't satisfy them on a consistent basis. So I think, um, he's fine there. I think it's just his own insecurities. I really do. Like, cause
Mm-hmm.
when you need that much attention, you have some insecurity issues. Like Nima pointed out, he's all like, he's on my therapist told me. I'm like, well, there you go, there you
Mm-hmm.
go, there you go. It's
Look
he.
what Lisa says.
Oops,
I think this is acceptable as well because you don't want to ignore your supposed fans, and you want to engage, but you don't have to go all in,
right.
And G said Mike needs his machismo fed daily. Well, Paulina, like, what else are you doing that you can't do that? Mike
Right.
needy. Whoa, what else?
Could it be that Paulina finds Mike exhausting in that area?
Then why you with
Like,
him?
mm,
Is your priority Mike or the show?
that's another question.
Okay. I'm beginning to question, why is she there?
Right.
Just saying. Um, this should be Hi Bobby. This should be the last season. It was so boring. I just watched a roundup of the episode beforehand. Oh Lord. Um,
It needs fresh blood,
yeah. Lily,
like a rival group.
a rival Persian group. Oh my God.
I'm serious. Like maybe they're frenemies, like they know each other, but they're not all the way friends, but they're court like you know what I mean.
Are you serious? I might have to go back and watch that, Trey. I might have to go back. I purposely ignored it because his face was so off-putting. Um, I guess I don't know, he just looked swollen. I think Trey and I had agreed on he looked swollen. So I didn't want to watch that, but I'll try to go back and watch it. Trey Montana says Mike is needy of accolades. Very clingy and creepy. So Lisa thinks that she's clingy and creepy too. Thank you,
Oh,
Just Chat.
oh, that makes
Uh,
kind of sense.
Blobby wants the Persian West Side Story. Oh my lord.
See, that would be a good show.
You know
Like
what?
they're
Sammy
on one
should
side of
get some of
Sunset.
his friends. Remember Sammy
Yes,
from season one?
from
Come
season
back
one.
with the
Yes,
rival Persians. The
that would
Persians
be a
that
hot
make
show
sense.
though.
Yeah, and who are actually successful outside of a show. Just saying.
Yeah, that would be entertaining. Could you imagine like their old high school rivals come back and they're like, "Oh, good to see you." That show would be a whole mess, and I would watch
Mhm.
every episode.
Oh my god.
Or bring Asa back with her crew. That would be, maybe a Jackson or two.
Okay. Oh, that would be nice. The baby Jackson, her
Yes.
son. Oh, I see. Why would Paulina need to text Mike's friends of his indiscretion and then knew that she would use Destiny as her mouthpiece when the text backfired? I don't know who thought of this storyline, be it cast or production, but Wheel and Come Again, it was awful. It was
Yes.
awful. It was
It was terrible.
exhausting and tiresome. Um,
They
Betting
could have done
women
this
is
whole
like such a
season. They
success.
could have done this whole season at the vacation house and just let it go.
Oh my god.
To be honest,
When you're a Persian all the way. Ooh, love it, Liz. Okay, so who's next?
MJ.
Um, MJ. Hmm. This episode, to me, she's really stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I feel she doesn't know. Like she needs time to strategize this, and she better get it right because, in my opinion, she got herself into this situation, and now she's struggling to get herself out.
Mhm.
Um, all parties are wrong. Tommy, I think he was wrong for ripping up the note. He could have said, I'm not ready to read that right now. I'm not
Right.
in the frame of mind to read that right now. And I think he's still doing his therapy. He could have said, let me discuss this with my therapist and see if I can work my way to that. You keep the book with the card in it.
Right.
But by ripping it up, like you drawing a line in the sand. I didn't like that.
I mean, I think here's what I had to go back and think about this myself. So I think what Tommy's really mad about is this:
Mhm.
that Reza wasn't there for MJ or him. Because think of it I had to think of it from his standpoint. Like you're
Mhm.
her best friend, we're super cool, we're tight, but my wife is fighting for her life and our baby's life, and you couldn't be there for her or for me. Because
Mhm.
put him, look at it from him and his standpoint. Like he's scared. He probably has no family here, so he's in the hospital. He's scared. He's alone. He has no one else. Like
Mhm.
I from that standpoint, I totally understand where he's coming from. And I think I really don't think it's about the restraining order. I really think he could deal with that. I think it's just,
Mhm.
dude, you weren't there when I needed you, like when we
Yeah.
needed you.
And he said that the time that this should have been done has long since passed. Too late for that. But again, I don't think he would have been receptive at the beginning either, because he was a thousand times more angry than he is now.
But the thing is, I think he would have appreciated the attempt. That's the thing. There was no
Mhm.
attempt. So that's why he said the long time ago. So it's not like he's not saying he would be open. He's like, you didn't even make a step forward
Mhm.
when you
Mhm.
were pretty much the one who did wrong.
Okay. Okay. Tommy is a dump for Queen. Ah! I don't know. Tommy just reminds me a lot of the kids that used to go to a Brooklyn high school that was like a couple neighborhoods over from me. And that's why I was determined not to go to high school in Brooklyn. I wanted to go to high school in Manhattan just to get away from people like Tommy.
Oh,
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Hmm.
MJ has a hard road ahead of her. I hope she finds a solution because her kid's missing out on a lot of cool presents from Uncle Reza. And you do want to move past this. And someone had said that the what was in the card wasn't an apology, and I don't think it was meant to be because I think Reza knows that he would need to do a verbal apology in person to Tommy and MJ, and maybe even Vida to a point,
Right.
um, just apologize for everything that he did, um, and own up to what he did. But if I think the card was like an opening, a segue into that meetup. But anyway, the Tommy has his own feelings, and if he just doesn't want to do it, then okay, that's
Right.
it.
You
That's how
can't
you
tell him
feel.
how to feel.
That's how you feel. Um, who next?
We can get Neem out the way because he didn't do much.
Yeah, he didn't do. Yeah, I don't think he did anything. He helped cook. That's all I can
Right.
remember.
That's okay though. That's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
And then at the end, I guess we saw him packing to go to the East Coast or something like that. So I guess he's starting off his directorial career or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
Ah, good for him. He showed up. Yay. And who's next? Do we do Reza?
Reza. Do we? No, we haven't done Reza yet.
Who else? Reza, London, Layla. And we don't really need to do London or Layla because
No, just Reza. Oh, we
it's
have
just
left is
Reza.
Reza.
All right. I don't know what happened to Reza's voice. I think I think he learned a lot about himself on this trip. Can Reza stop being Reza? No. When he
No.
laughed at Mike when he was doing his description of the bat, and Reza laughed at it, and Gigi was like, "Mm-mm," and he immediately stopped, but it was too late. Mike went
Hmm.
in on him. I think I think he needs to do a lot of self reflection. And it's one thing to be shady, but it's another to be hurtful on purpose. We loved you when you were shady, but when
Right.
you're hurtful on purpose, not so much. I think he needs to do some work on himself and come
He
back
really
different.
does.
Yeah. No London, please. I'm
But I
Cajun.
will say this for Reza, he I think that he understands who he is, but he needs to get to a place to where he's willing to be more malleable, to
Mm-hmm.
where he can still be himself, but have more empathy because
Mm-hmm.
he understands everything very well, but he doesn't really feel everything very well, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. Like there was no reason for him to laugh. I mean, now for us as the viewer, we can laugh, but
Mm-hmm.
we're not Mike's friend. Because when they said faithful, I laughed too. I'm not gonna sit here and laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So, but we not Mike's friend. We're the viewer, so we can laugh. But
Mm-hmm.
as a friend, you may want to laugh, but it's your job to sit there and not to do it. You're just to sit there like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
not laugh at your friend. When your friendship is already on shaky ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, during their hiatus, um, Reza can understand his role. Like he's a lead character on this show. Him and MJ, to me, are the leads. And as the leads, I think you have a bit more responsibility to carry on your shoulders. And what purpose does it serve to purposely hurt someone you claim is your friend? And if they're not your friend and you don't like the way how they behave, how are you setting the example by behaving so badly? Just saying.
Right.
Just
And plus
saying.
you and plus you're a little bit too old to be acting this way. Let's call a thing a
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call
You
a thing a
know?
thing. Like you're getting close to AARP status, so you should not be acting this way.
True, true. Okay, so Trey said, I love when they showed Nima's bad drag moments. Now, yes, I forgot about that because he commented on how Reza looked in makeup, but it seems like in his short time
Bravo,
on the show, he's had the most makeup moments.
Bravo's so wrong for that.
My
Bravo
God.
comes through. Bravo will come through with the shady receipts though, so I'm not gonna sit here and be mad about that. But I was like, ooh, Nima, this it was wrong messenger, wrong messenger.
Okay, so Reza gave me daddy vibes for the reunion. Ooh, okay. Um, don't do the suburbs like that. I'm a Queens girl with a little sprinkle of Long Island. I don't know where that kind is from. I think that might be Queens bordering Brooklyn, honestly. I don't think he's to, yeah. I think that's more Queens bordering Brooklyn because he acts like some of the Brooklyn boys that I remember that I didn't like when I was younger. Um,
He like for me, he is what a caricature of New York is like.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when like that quote unquote stereotypical
Uh-huh.
New York. So it's like, ugh. It's just
Hey
like very.
Tracy,
It's
welcome to
just
the
very.
show.
It's very like kind of stereotypical cornball type of New York. I'm like,
Hmm.
I haven't. I've heard of people like him, but I've
Mhm.
never met like a New Yorker like him. If you know what I mean.
Oh, I have. They're goofballs.
Yeah, but see, you grew up there. I didn't. So when I meet New Yorkers, they're typically from like Brooklyn. People I've met from Brooklyn, Manhattan, places like that. I met a couple of Queens people, but they weren't that type of Queens. You know what I mean? So when
Hmm.
you say he's Queens, Brooklyn adjacent, it's like okay, that makes more sense.
Hmm.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah, like all right, so I'm back. I grew up in Brooklyn, late 70s, 80s, and the very early part of the 90s. So this is way, way, way back. Like Ed Koch was the mayor when I first immigrated, and people like Tommy were from neighborhoods that people that looked like me would not dare go to past a certain hour in the afternoon, and sometimes you wouldn't even go during the day. Let's just call it thing a thing.
Mm,
So yeah, I'm sure Tommy's a nice person.
right,
Um, and I would not be afraid to be around Tommy, but it's just takes me back to a time when I was growing up where you knew what neighborhoods you could and couldn't go into.
right.
That's it.
Which
Uh,
blocks you didn't go down?
yeah, and they
Hmm.
likewise wouldn't come into my neighborhood.
Right.
It worked both ways.
I think every major city or big city has that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was growing, we had a certain section. It was like in certain there's a certain how the city is broken up. It's like you guys have districts, we have like other places like north, south, east, west, whatever, right?
Uh,
So there is a section like when I was growing, you just don't go down there. Like no, unless you're from there or really know people who live there, you don't go there. And there's another pocket of
mhm,
areas that you knew you really didn't want to go out, um, especially at night.
mhm,
Especially you didn't have your headlights on. Places like that.
mm,
Yeah, like when you
mm,
drive, like if you're driving, if you have to drive up in that area at night, you do not have your headlights on. Mm-mm.
interesting.
No, mm-mm. No way, no ma'am.
Oh my God. But if you don't have your headlights on, how do you see?
But you use the street lamps.
But when you get a ticket if you don't have your headlights on at
But
night?
these are in areas where the police don't they go by, but they don't go really into unless it's necessary.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like you have like say a 5 block radius.
Uh-huh.
In that radius at night, you kind of shut your headlights off
Child.
because you're not trying to draw attention to yourself because you're not going into those areas for the most pure of reasons. I'll put it that way.
Oh, child. Okay. All right. So Liz says, is it really a commentary zone, Shahs recap, if we don't discuss Tommy's background? That's so true. That's so true. Oh God. Blobby thinks he looks like he sells hot dogs in a stadium. It can be great
Okay.
money. He looks
Yes.
like a City Fields vendor. Oh my good Lord.
Yeah. Okay. I could see him selling the hot dogs, or I could also see him being like a hot dog vending cart owner. Like
Mm-hmm.
but he one of those dudes. Like, look, I got me 5 carts. You in my spot. He strikes me as one of those type of people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have one hot dog cart. He got like 4 or 5 around the city. He has his territory marked. You can't. If you're another hot dog cart or a pretzel cart, you can't be there when he comes around.
Okay.
That's his corner.
Oh Lord. So Susan says Boston's like that, and Liz, I guess, is agreeing with her. Stairs at Southie. Hashtag Boston problems. Good Lord. Have I ever been to Boston? I don't think so. I want to go though. Um, I like how they talk. Say what you will. Tommy's an excellent father. He
Oh
is.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, we always knew when he first got together with MJ, and well, at least I did. I thought he would have been the better parent because remember he was even questioning whether she was ready to be a mom or not.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
remember that.
so I mean, I never doubted him as a parent. I thought he
Mm-mm.
probably would have been like a helicopter dad, like
Yes.
very protective. So because of his background where he lost his parents when he was very young, he was lucky to be taken in by a family who loved him, but you still don't get over the loss of your mother. And then on top of what happened to MJ when she was giving birth, he became super 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 hyper dad, so he is a really great father. um why is MJ sending naked pics to blind all of her coworkers? That's what I think. um
I mean, now I think in California that's sexual harassment. If somebody were mad at her, well, no, they are in California. Never mind. Here I would assume someone got mad at her, they would sue for sexual harassment. That's what that was,
what does
friend or
Tommy
not,
do? He's into marketing or something like that. I
something like
don't
that.
know. Marketing something. um okay, so Kiki can hear him slinging hot dogs at the stadium. Uh-huh. And credit to Tommy for dealing with Vita. My God. Because he's the one who won her over, not
Right.
MJ.
Mm-mm.
Um, in San Diego, it's definitely the Midway District. He loves Shams and it is awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's great. Yep, we've gone over everybody. How do you think this season was and how it ended?
How it
Just
ended was great. To be
mhm,
honest, if they had filmed this whole season at that cabin, I think
mhm,
it would have been a great season. Like it could have been a season of them working through their issues, if you know what I mean,
mhm, mhm.
versus what we got.
Yeah.
Because I
Um,
wasn't, I was not intrigued with the season. Okay, you know what happened? It started off with such a bang, but it
mhm.
didn't. It didn't carry through the season.
But it was
it
only
hit
13 episodes though.
right, but the first 3 episodes were like, okay, what's gonna happen? What's really going on? And then we got like what 7 episodes of like, I'm done with you. But
Mhm.
then these what last three, um, it was great because they were at the cabin. It was like Gigi did a fantastic job. I'm gonna need Gigi to handle production moving forward. I'm just saying. We gonna need Gigi to plan stuff because she did a phenomenal job.
Oh, and her new home. It looks
Oh,
amazing. So at the end, we got a little snippet of her new house. Nima was packing to go to New York. Destiny's working on her new business. Mike is going over to Paulina's house to try and fix things, but the look on her face says, total, total setup. I don't trust Paulina at this point. We saw MJ and Tommy have the talk regarding the letter. Um, and that and Reza talking with Adam, but I think we don't really need to see Adam moving forward.
No,
You do?
we don't. I'm saying no, we
Oh,
don't.
what is Mike's employment? He works for his dad
Yeah, he's a
on
project
the
manager,
project. Yeah. So
which is
yeah.
good for him. Which is good for him because I think that he should not be trying to do any more businesses on his own.
Yeah, but once this is over, what's he gonna do?
And, like he can do, he could stay work. I mean, he could stay working for his dad, which is great for him. I'm just saying, like as far as him going into business on his own, he
Yeah.
shouldn't. I would actually like him to. You know what? I would love to see Mike work at a high end luxury car dealership. He gives me that vibe. I think he would be great at selling luxury cars. I really do.
You know what? Why doesn't he get back into commercial real estate like
Right.
California? He did that when he was in Vegas before
Yes.
the show started. And you claim you were successful. Go back into that.
Right. I think what happened was, and this is just my opinion, when he came back from Vegas, he kind of like wanted to do more because of the show when he should have just like done something in high end luxury, which
Hmm.
would fit in perfectly with the show. Like just because you're on a show, if you're gonna do a business, you have to be in a position to really do the business and really promote the business properly. You can't just throw together a business like, hey, this is my business. No, it doesn't work that way.
Mm. So Lisa says, I'm very proud of Tommy for sticking to his self imposed sentence against Reza, and I'm proud of MJ for honoring his wishes. Tommy is a good man. He just doesn't
Yes.
like Reza or respectful of those who uh, hurt his wife hurt his wife in his eyes. Okay, I got you, Lisa.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. Ablavi thinks that Mike can be an escort. I don't think so. Not if he not blowing out backs. Hmm, I don't know. I think people will be a little disappointed. Uh, okay, so if she stays with Mike, she's dumb and clearly clout chasing.
I'm not gonna disagree with that because she looks like she wants to be an influencer.
Mm-hmm. And Ablavi says he fumbled the Fuji bag.
He did.
Hey Kelly SWAT. Okay, so next week we get the how many parts are there to their reunion? Just one, right?
I don't know. I think last year was just one, right?
I don't know.
Either way, it'll be entertaining.
They had a virtual reunion last year. So this year, because everybody started walking off. So this year, it's in person. So hopefully it'll be better. I want to know what kind of diet Reza is on. He looks great on Watch What Happens Live last night. I was digging his gray 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. Um, if you follow him on Instagram, he had a trainer and he was doing like a lot of exercises with that trainer, like really physical exercises. And then last night when he was talking to Adam, he was saying the cooking at home, and I think he's
Yeah,
doing a lot of vegan stuff. So it's nutrition plus exercise that's helping him, and probably not going out and drinking as much.
I think that's probably what is the most is the alcohol. It's the alcohol
Mhm.
that really like gets you because it's full of sugar.
Okay, so Trey says her thirst for fame was evident on Watch What Happens Live. Yeah, maybe that's why he keeping her off the show. Maybe he's threatened, thinking that people might like her more than him.
At this point, no one would like Paulina more than Mike. Sorry.
Okay. Mike
I'm
is
just
going to
saying.
manage and run the apartment complex that he's building. I thought they were doing condos. Are they selling them as condos? I didn't think it
I
was going to be an apartment, a rental apartment. I don't know. Interesting.
could be.
Interesting.
I just want to see them. I just want to see what they look like when they're finished, and then that will tell us how
Hmm.
many units. It's only what 12 units. Is it 12 or
I think
24?
so.
If
I
it's
don't think it's
12,
24.
if it's 12, I think they're condos.
Okay.
Because I don't see them building a 12-unit building. To be
Right.
honest,
Unless they were like really luxury.
that's why I say they're more like condos. I think.
Okay. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts. Leave your comments below on what you thought on the season of Shahs of Sunset. I just remembered to hit the thumbs up. So if you haven't already, please do. And if you have, thank you. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. Have them come and join us so that we can discuss all of these shady little shows. And I'm looking forward to the reunion because Loch Ness is coming back.
Yeah, and she doesn't have time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so guys, that's it for this season finale. This was the Shahs of Sunset, season 9, episode 13, High and Dry. Any final comments, Jamal?
No, I mean the. I will say this: the first 3 episodes were really good.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 episodes were really good. The in between, y'all could just cut all that out and just had a 6 episode season with a 3 part reunion. That's all we really needed.
You're so messy. Oh
Oh,
my
my
god.
tennis says a 2 part reunion.
It's a two-part reunion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's reasonable. I mean, it's a it's a good sized cast. They had a couple of friends, and a lot went on.
Yeah,
So I can see that. All right, guys. Until next time, Jamal.
but of course,
All right. See you guys tomorrow for TLC Tuesday.
yes.
Um, get ready, y'all. Tell All Part 1 for 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. And You, Me, and My Ex was super shady last night.
I haven't watched
So,
it today.
oh my God, it was good. It
Is
was good.
oh, are they doing like for the tell all? Are they doing an hour or 2 hours for the tell all?
Too.
2 hours for the tell all? Okay.
And it
I,
was part 1.
that's what I was saying. I'm like, okay, interesting.
Oh my God. So, guys, until tomorrow,
Of course.
bye.
Bye.